Hello everyone, welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Justin. Justin from Los Angeles in USA. So let's see what Justin has to say. Enjoy the interview. Hello, Justin.
Hey, how you doing,
Hey,
man?
good morning.
Morning.
How are you?
Oh, I'm good. It's a good morning.
Thanks for being so nice and wake up so early for doing this interview on Sunday morning.
Hey, thanks for inviting me, man. This sounds really cool. I'm really into the idea.
That's amazing. Okay, just before we start the game, just tell me where you're from.
I'm in Tarzana, California, like 20 minutes outside Los Angeles.
Okay, and what do you do for a living?
I'm an actor.
Right. And in your opinion, what's the best part of being an actor?
Oh, that's a big question, man. I mean, it's like all art. All art is really just an ability to, or it gives you the ability to express yourself and the way the world has impacted you through this lens, right? And that's the same thing with acting. You get to just kind of find this full expression that I think we're sometimes limited in our expression in everyday life.
Okay, Justin, so welcome to William and the Magic Box. Are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through your memories in life, your opinions, and your point of views?
Yeah, let's do it, man.
Cool. I'm just going to play music now just for us to get in the mood before the first question, okay? Okay, Justin, ready for the first question?
Oh, yeah.
Let's do it. What is the funniest gift have you ever received?
My dad once gave us a gift with it was a giant box. We opened it up. On the inside was a slightly smaller box. We opened it up, slightly smaller box, opened it up. This happened like five other boxes. And then on the inside was fake poop.
Oh my God. That's funny.
Nice little prank.
When was that?
That was like, I want to say I was 13, but it was a teenage year.
Great. Let's get another question for you. Let's do it, Justin. Before the next question, just tell me, how old were you when you thought, okay, I'm going to be an actor. That's what I'm going to do for life.
Oh, wow. Well, I mean, I would say pretty, I guess, older than a lot of people. I was like 22. Maybe it was 21, but like around that age. Yeah, and I had never really considered it as a possibility, the career in the arts, because my parents didn't discourage it necessarily, but definitely didn't go out of their way to encourage it. And I was far more on that track of you need to just go get like a business degree or communications, which is where I was going to kind of turn my life towards until I had an acting teacher tell me, hey, you could do this professionally. And it kind of just opened up this door that I didn't realize was there, which was like, oh yeah, I have been loving acting more than I've loved anything else that I've done. And I've been kind of wandering for a long time looking for some passion or purpose. And so yeah, after I kind of got that nod from my teacher, I was like, oh, I'm all in.
Amazing. Great. Next question is, what is the biggest risk have you ever taken?
It's a long story. But when I was like 18 or so, I don't even know if this is a risk, but it's the first thing that came to mind. My buddies and I got way too drunk. I'm pretty sure the statute of limitations is past it, so I don't have to worry about any legality problems. But my buddy brought like a handle of tequila. It was 3 of us, and we just started taking shots up in the woods because we were on a camping trip with our mothers.
Right.
And we downed about half the bottle in maybe like a half hour because it was our first time. We had no idea what we were doing. And so both of my friends passed out. I was the only one left standing, and I realized the sun was starting to set, and we were up this sketchy, this very dangerous kind of mountain path. that I realized, oh, we have no lights, we have nothing. If we don't leave now, we're gonna wake up dehydrated in the woods at midnight. And so I just kind of climbed up these rocks that my buddy had climbed while I was very near blackout drunk, and got him down. So that's why I don't know if it's a risk, because I don't think I understood the risk at the time. I was just like, yeah, whatever, I'm gonna go get him. But looking back on it, I climbed about 60 feet. And it wasn't the most treacherous climb, but it was still, you know, blackout drunk, it's probably not the safest. But I got him, I got my other friend, and we made our way back. We got busted, but at least we didn't die in the woods.
Great, good story. Let's get another one. Let's do it. Right, next question is, what makes you the saddest?
What makes me the saddest? I don't know, man. A lot of things make me sad nowadays. I feel like sadness is an emotion I'm very in contact with. I'd say thinking of like hurt children, and not even necessarily on a physical level, but on an emotional level, like seeing kids. I mean, of course, on a physical level, you feel sadness, but there's even a sadness to me when I see a kid just being treated poorly. And particularly seeing a child it looks as though their parents just don't quite get it. And you know, I don't know, I don't have a kid, so it's tough for me to say anything, but I've worked with kids for a large part of my life, and taken a lot of classes, and so I have some understanding as to how children should be treated, to get the most out of their life and to bring them happiness. And yeah, seeing that stuff always makes me sad, like a kid in pain.
I agree. They are so vulnerable, isn't it? Like they cannot protect themselves. Yeah, I totally agree. Makes me sad.
And they trust us implicitly. They just have like nothing but trust for us, and like if we yell at them, or I mean, it's really simple, man. If you get mad at your kid and you're wrong, tell them you're wrong. That's it. Like just say, hey, you know what? I was wrong, and start to let them see that. But yeah.
I agree. Totally agree with you. Okay, Justin, let's get another question for you. Let's do it. Right, let's get another question, Justin. Tell us something that you have done and you feel very proud of yourself.
I mean, I would say acting, and I'm going after that, because that is such a, particularly in America and other countries, it's a little bit more accepted as a profession. Like I know England, it's kind of that way. In America, there always is a connotation that you should be, if you're an actor, then you're either, you know, starring on a TV show, or you're just a kind of washed out bum. And it took a lot, because it was kind of the first time I ever did something that I truly wanted to do. I felt like a lot of my life up to that point had been very much sticking to the script that my parents had laid out as like, this is what makes a good life. And I just never really questioned it. I just bought in, and I think because of that, I had a big divide between who I authentically was versus who I was told to be. And so that first divergence from this, you know, who I'm supposed to be side of myself, I think is a moment that I'm always going to be proud of, and always look back on with some nostalgia and some love for, because I don't think anything else would have come without that moment.
Very good, very good. Do you think LA is the best place for an actor to be? Like the business in LA is much like wider regarding like New York, other parts in America?
I don't know, because I've only done this in LA. I've kind of been dabbling with the idea of maybe moving to New York, because I went out there like a year ago, and I just love the city. And of course it's different, right, when you're living there versus a tourist. But I've heard New York is really like a great scene as well. And I've always, I mean, I was trained in the theater, and ultimately I love theater the most. It's just kind of not the thing that gets produced the most. It doesn't really get you as much acclaim. or start building your career, at least in LA, in the same way that getting in TV shows and film does. So, I mean, I love LA because the weather's great, so you always have that. And it is just nice being in a place where there's a lot of other people pursuing the same kind of dream, because you can vibe with people to collaborate together, or even just to have someone to commiserate together over some of the difficulties of the industry.
I see. All right. Another question. Let's do it. Right. Before the next question, besides the weather, what's the best part of living in LA, and what's the worst part?
I mean, the worst part, hands down, is the traffic, of course, which is not a very creative answer, but it's because it's such a true answer. And the best part, I mean, for me, I would say the best part is the kind of creative community that is in LA, and how often I can meet people who are acting or writing or directing, and I find they just have similar sensibilities to me, and I find I can connect with them a little bit easier and quicker, because we can instantly start talking movies or writing or whatever their passion is. And I mean, maybe it's a product of the industry as well, which is a lot of people are trained to start to talk about themselves. So it's a bit easier to get people to talk about themselves, because you just kind of toss them a question and they'll go off. So,
all right. Good one. Next question is, what is one food you could eat for the rest of your life?
Oh, man. I mean, I feel like that's a loaded question, because there's a difference between I would love to eat deep dish Chicago pizza for the rest of my life, but that would kill me. It would make my life a lot shorter. So I would say, it's going to be a boring answer, but I would probably say like avocado toast, which is such a, but it's so good. I mean, it's just such a nice, easy thing to make that tastes amazing. So
amazing. Actually, my flatmates yesterday, they did avocado toast, and they posted as well poached egg on the top.
Oh wow, that's nice.
Benedict. We call eggs Benedict. I don't know if you call it in America like that.
Yeah.
It's the best.
That sounds really delicious.
Right, Justin, are you enjoying the show so far?
Yeah, man, it's really fun.
Right, let's get another question. Right, Justin, next question. What makes you most uncomfortable about yourself?
I think it all kind of riles up into this, just like shame in general. I suppose, I don't know what it would be overall. I guess it really is just this level of shame. Like, I have a lot of, definitely some negative self-talk I've done over the years, and some disliking of myself that I'm still on the journey to self-love, that I work on pretty much every day. As soon as I'm done with the conversation here, I'm going to do some like journaling and work on it. So that level of shame, I would pick that because it builds up over time. And if I'm not cognizant of meditating or really just trying to be aware of it, it can build up and lash out in different ways, where I'm either like pulling away from people, either making a snap judgment about them, or just feeling as though there's no way they're going to like you. You have nothing interesting to say. To just interactions, I guess, in my day-to-day life. Not working because I feel like, what's the point of writing today? You're not going to write anything good, so you might as well just watch a show or something. So I'd say shame is probably the thing I don't know if I remember even the first question, but the thing that kind of impacts me the most in that regard, yeah.
Yeah, it's about what you find most uncomfortable about yourself.
Yeah, it would be that level of shame, that desire to like please people due to that root cause of shame.
Right. Cool. Let's get another question. Right, Justin, before the next question, tell me a fun story that you're acting and you forgot your words, something that has to say.
Like that? Okay. Gosh, I don't know if I have any where I sounds so egotistical. I don't think I have anywhere I forgot my words, but I don't think I have anywhere I forgot them. But I do remember this situation where I was doing this film, or no, it was a show actually, where I was playing like a cowboy, and I had to fire a gun, obviously loaded with blanks, and it was a 6-shooter. It was kind of like an old Western film or show. And I practiced a little bit, trying to do it cool, trying to do it like one-handed. I was going to pick it up and do the kind of like, cock back and then shoot. And then the moment came to do it when we were actually filming, and I tried it and it didn't go all the way. And so I still fired it because I thought it had, and I broke the gun.
Oh no!
This was on the first shot, and very luckily we had a guy there who worked with these things and was able to fix it lickety split. But as soon as he came up to me, he's like, "Why don't you instead just do it with this one thumb?" And just like gave me a quick lesson in front of everybody. I was like, that's great, man. I should have asked.
Funny on. Right. What makes you most proud?
What makes me most proud?
Yep.
I would say it's, I don't know how to phrase this. It's the thoughtfulness, I guess, I try to bring to my day-to-day life and to life in general. I really vibe with Stoic philosophy, and a lot of Stoic philosophy is kind of about how do we, we have so much that's not in our control. And a lot of times the pain that we feel is because we're trying to control these outside things, when really the only thing that we can control is our reaction to events around us. And to me, that takes like some deep breaths, that takes just giving myself a pause and a moment to question my behaviors. If I do get angry at someone for, especially now in these kind of strife political times in the US, for something they posted or some ideology they're holding, I can take a moment to at least separate the emotion, so that I know if I do still feel after the fact that, yeah, what they said was wrong, or at least I don't agree with that, I know it's coming from a place of thoughtfulness and actual consideration, as opposed to being loaded with my emotions and my kind of snap reaction. So I'd say thoughtfulness is probably my most proud.
I don't think everyone is able to do that in a very sensible way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sometimes I'm not. I mean, but I feel like more often than not, I at least aim for it. So maybe it's the aim for thoughtfulness. Proud of it.
Okay, I have 3 questions left for you. Okay, let's do it.
God. Do it.
Cool. Right. Can you make any other accent for another country?
I think I can do a bit of a British dialect off the top of my head here, and then every now and then I can do a bit of a Scottish dialect where I just kind of drop it down a little bit more, and I try to, just do something, I guess, a bit more Scottish. And then there's Irish, which I'm not sure if my Irish is quite as good as my Scottish, or if it's a little bit in line with my Scottish, but I know it sounds a bit different. And the French dialect is a bit like this, but
That's amazing.
I know that when I do French, I always just say a lot to make sure I sound French, or I say no at the end of it. And then there is the Russian dialect. I think this is a decent Russian dialect. A lot of these I can do a bit, but I know that I'm missing some of the important things that they do with them. So just a couple of those.
I love the French accent. My best friend, he's French, and he lives in Canada. And you were talking.
Oh yeah.
I could see
Don't
him.
let him watch this. Don't let him watch this.
But I was asking that. I was about to ask if you could answer the next question in an accent, but you already did all of them. Amazing. I just love it.
Oh wow. I'll
Good.
do a Texas accent. I know it's not a different state, but I can do an accent.
Actually, you can answer the next question now in a Texas accent. Like that?
In a Texas accent?
Yeah, I'm gonna answer the question, okay? So,
Yeah.
if you won the lottery, what would be your first big splurge?
Well, My first big splurge would probably be, man, I don't know. So I feel like I'm too, maybe a worrywart is the right term. I probably, honestly, just start thinking of like, where can I put them in savings or something? No, I probably, what I'd do as my first big splurge is I'd get my folks and my sisters, I'd get them all set up with whatever they need. If it wouldn't go overboard, I'd probably spend about like 150 grand of it. Because I know I'd be sending like half of that money off to charity. Cause what am I gonna do with $1 million? And then I'd just use the rest probably to start like a production company of some kind.
Amazing! Thank you very much. That was amazing. Great.
I love dialect. They're so much fun.
Oh my god, that's amazing! I love it. Right, I have 2 questions left. Let's do just.
Right.
Next question is: what can make you cry, and what can make you really happy?
I mean, I'm gonna just use the same answer for both. Movies. I really love movies. It's been one of my sadder things, just on a personal level, about the pandemic, has been the, pretty much accelerated closing of movie theaters in the U.S. Because I loved going to movies as much as I could. I would go sometimes like 3 times a week to see different movies.
Yeah, me too. Actually, I love it.
Yeah, I just love the experience. There's something just extra special about being in the theater and kind of having your attention almost forced on it, because at home we can watch movies, but our phone's right there. It's just so easy. If you got to use the restroom, you just pause it. And there's that start stop stuff is, I don't know, it just changes the impact of the film sometimes. But I've been moved in so many films to tears. And then I've also felt such joy from films. And I just really think like, I love the opening of perspectives that comes from movies and how many different emotions they can bring up in me if I'm invested in them.
Absolutely, totally agree. I think movies is just like, it's just the factor of going to the cinema or to the theater to watch a movie. It's just the whole is magical, isn't it? When you are there, then you watch it at home, because as you said, it's so easy. Just put it on the TV. That's it. I think it's
almost like, when you think about it, because like a lot of storytelling they talk about goes way back to, the first cave people who gathered around a fire and started, telling stories in whichever way they did. In a way, movie theaters are a similar vibe, because they darken the room. You have this one source of light, and then the story is told. And there is something kind of ritualistic almost about it.
I think you connect more with the movie as well. You feel more connected, because when you're at home, it's so easy to get distracted. But in the movie, you're just there for the reason of watching a movie. You know what I mean? You're more connected with the movie.
Oh, yeah.
Justin, I have the last question for you now. Let's do it.
Oh, okay, let's do it.
All right, ready for the last one?
I'm sad it's the last one, but I'm ready.
Oh, sweet. Just made my day now. Right. That's a good one. If you're not yourself, would you like to be yourself?
Yeah. I mean, wow, it's such a deep, like, metaphysical question. Yeah, I mean, I think I would. My life has been one that's been kind of mixed. I think I've spent, like I said earlier, a lot of it kind of lost and just... Actually, I would chunk it into these 3 sections. There's a time in my life where I was on everyone else's plan. There's a time where I was lost, where I was just kind of wandering, trying to figure out what to do. And then there's a time where I've been focused. And with those times have come different kind of emotional states and places of growth and places of complete numbing. There was definitely a period of my life where I tried to take myself out of my consciousness as much as possible to not deal with any of the problems that I had. But that being said, I mean, it sounds corny, but like everything brings you to a certain point. And the fact of the matter is, without those struggles, without those lost years, without me pulling myself out of my consciousness for some of those years, I wouldn't be where I'm at today, which I feel like is a very healthy mindset place and a very driven place. Like, I know what I want to do with my life, and I'm passionately pursuing it, and that's kind of all I want. I mean, $1 billion would be cool too, but but like that pursuit, you know, I think is really. I was always so scared of getting stuck in a job I hated and just wasting my life doing that, and so I'm not doing that. I'm literally surrounded by art every single day, and I appreciate you asking this question because it's, you know, I don't always recognize that, and I feel very appreciative as I'm answering this question now. But I'm surrounded by what I love every day, and that's, yeah, I would live as me.
Very good, very good. Okay, Justin, let's play now the quick thinking game. So I'm going to give away some words, and you just tell me one word that comes to your mind, okay?
Yeah, let's do it.
Right, let's start with money.
I was literally just thinking of like green cash.
Okay, family.
Love.
How about life?
Chaotic love.
How about love?
Multifaceted.
Okay, sex.
Multifaceted.
Politics.
Actually, this is my answer.
Okay, good one. Religion.
Frustration.
Okay, fear.
Mind killer.
Friendship.
Best.
Desire.
Good.
Okay, regrets.
Past.
Right, wish.
Happiness.
How about LA?
Home.
Okay. How about if I say acting?
That's love.
Right. And the last one, USA.
Disheartening.
Good. Right. Let's play now, Justin, and the magic box, and you can ask me a question, okay? Okay, Justin, you can ask me a question now.
I feel like I have so many questions, so I'm gonna try and just make sure it's a good one. I guess my ultimate question is, and I love this. Like, this has been such a nice experience. I really appreciate you reaching out to me to do this, and I imagine everyone who had on feels the same. What was the kernel of inspiration that started you doing this show, and why do you do it?
Right. I think my inspiration is the fact that I always have the you know, let's say the gifts of connecting with people. Somehow I always feel connecting. I like connect with people to see their point of views, their, you know, the backgrounds and what they always have to share. And I think doing since I've been doing this show, and it's just so nice to have the opportunity to, you know, to see other people's point of view and to see how much people they are different, you know, and they always, I believe they always leave with a positive message in the end of the day. And the question was, I think my big inspiration was just the fact that is just been doing this, the whole concept of the show. So I went for a run one day, and I was running, and suddenly this idea popped in my head. I was like, oh my God, that's what I'm going to do. I'm gonna, you know, create a show where I can connect with people and go through different questions, you know, just to find out what's their you know, their opinion in life and everything. And that's it. It's been a lovely journey, and it's just, I feel so grateful. And so yeah, that's a long answer, but I think that's the whole. I think about it about the program, and that's yeah, that's my answer to you. Whew,
that's awesome, man.
I feel sweating on
That's a fantastic answer. Hey, it's a fantastic answer, man. It's a really cool, and I think, you know, we all need that connection, and so you kind of bringing that and showing that is really admirable, man.
Thank you so much. Thanks so much. I appreciate that. My God, listen to it from someone very experienced. It's like a gift, you know?
I don't know about all that, man.
My God. Right, Justin. Just before we go, if you can share like a positive quote or positive message, something that inspires you in life.
Yeah. The way that we're taught that we need to behave in the world, and we need to work towards, I don't know, a certain political end or a monetary end. That stuff is all going to fade. And at the end of the day, the stuff that really does matter and that connects us are these moments of connection, are these moments where you're with another human being and you're recognizing that, look, all the pain, all the joy, everything you've ever felt in your life that feels so personal, that person sitting across from you has felt it as well in varying degrees. And so the idea of separation is just faulty. We are so deeply intertwined as humanity, and so embrace that connection. Don't turn away from it. Look for reasons for connecting as opposed to reasons for building a wall.
Very good. Wow, that's powerful. Very good one. Thanks so much. It was a pleasure to meet you, and all the best. Enjoy your time. Enjoy your day. Okay?
Likewise. Thanks so much for having me, man. Take it easy.
Bye, Justin.
Bye.
So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why you'd like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye bye, see you next time.